but I don't remember a lot about that one movie with the geese. But I totally watched that one movie with the geese as a kid, and that's pretty much where all of my geese knowledge comes from. There's not a lot of other geese knowledge. Alright, I turned on the noise canceling just in case you're all suffering in silence rather than suffering in on mute. So hopefully that makes things better. It certainly seems to have reduced the ambient noise, at least when I'm not speaking, but then also the wind kind of died down, of course, as soon as I did that. So here we are. Just everyday normal things. It's fine. All right. Now it sounds eerie because it's just too quiet. That's understandable. I can turn it back, but it was very, very windy before. Now it's not. Weird how that works. Cuts down on the realism. How's that for realism? Nice little plane coming in. I don't know if you guys get the plane noise, but maybe you do. Maybe you don't. There's certainly some ducks. Hopefully you get some of those noises. Oh, I can just do it there. Okay, I'm all like manhandling the mic with my fingers, which is really difficult because the microphone is this like really ambiguous thing on the top of my hat, and I just realized that there's a button on the side of my phone that I can just push to noise cancel. I'm so smart. I'm using brand new equipment. Hello, Goose. Yeah. Yeah. You're talking to that goose. Hello, Goose. All right. Oh, here we go. Electric unicycle. That's exciting. I don't know about you, but I make a point of saying what up to dogs you don't know. I'm just not a dog person. I'm more of a cat person, so I don't say what up to dogs all the time. Probably gonna fuck this up. I need to get on my maps and figure out if I want to keep going or if it's better to I think it's better to keep going, yeah. What up, dog? What up, dog? So it looks like this land bridge will take me over this, but there's not really much over there other than the Kennedy Center. So I'm not going to take that. We're going to take this tunnel that's a little bit ominous under this bridge. Or is it a tunnel or is it just an underpass? I don't know. Pedestrian underpass, perhaps? Okay. We've got kind of creepy metal doors. I don't know why there's kind of creepy metal doors, but there is. But this is the Theodore Roosevelt Bridge. There's also a Theodore Roosevelt Island right there that the bridge goes to. That's pretty natural and what's the right word? Pretty natural and undisturbed except for the big Theodore Roosevelt monument. So if you ever want to go on that island, there's no bathrooms. But we're coming up on the mall here. This is one of my favorite parts of DC, is the number of daffodils that are all around for spring to pop up. And the day that the daffodils die is always a sad one, but they're very delicate and they only last for a couple of weeks till the first real big hot day. And sometimes that hot day is the hot day that brings the cherry blossoms out, and sometimes that hot day is well after cherry blossom season, and so it kills all the daffodils and the cherry blossoms, which can be really, really sad. Just getting some water here for a moment. I don't know if you got any water ASMR out of that, but that wasn't the aim either way, so it is what it is. Okay. We've got two people actually using the bike share bikes. Love to see it. Love to see it. And then we've got some volleyball courts. And I see some blossoming trees. So let's go check out some blossoming trees. Because there are definitely some blossoms to go check out. So many bikers. I love to see it. I love to see it. Here's some bike share bikes. You can dock them here. You could pick them up here. And just enjoy some volleyball. Surely. That's what everyone does here, right? I think the last time I streamed there around here during the summer, there was people actually playing. So I think that was 2 years ago? No, 1 year ago? I don't know. I'd have to go look through it. But there's the monument. Nice clear view of the monument now. People really like that. Oh, there we go. You can actually see the National Cemetery right there. The monument at the front of the National Cemetery is those 3 little spikes right there at Arlington. For those of you who care about Arlington, I'll probably never stream at Arlington just because I want to be respectful, and I believe that they typically don't want you to film at all. Pictures are fine, but they don't want you to really even film there, let alone live stream would be kind of a lot. I might have taken the wrong path. And that's okay because it looks like I've got a way to get across here. Or we just risk down there. Choices, choices, choices. Okay. Let's see. Interesting. There's a way under the road here. I don't really know what that would lead to. But there's gravel here for vehicles of some sort. I don't know if that's just like an NPS garage or something, but that's an interesting one for sure. Let me see. So it looks like with all the construction going on this year around here, my best bet is probably to go up to this land bridge and just go to the Lincoln Memorial. I don't know if I really want to go see Lincoln, but we could if anyone's interested. I just kind of wanted to see some trees. Okay. You went on a tour once, you got off at the Lincoln Memorial, and overheard someone say, "Oh, this must be the pond and the reflecting." The pond he was talking about the reflecting pool. Yeah. Not everyone is very aware. Like, I would say the reflecting pool doesn't get shown the same way it once did in media. And that's because a lot of the time it's honestly very dirty water and doesn't film well. I think this is kind of fun. There's huge bronze sculptures at the front of both of these bridges. And then right now they're redoing a lot of the Lincoln Memorial, including the elevator. So it doesn't look as good as the last time I was here. But that's what construction will do, you know? Apparently they're gonna be doing something underneath it as well. I'm not really entirely sure on the full scope of the project. I just saw that it was there. And so, unfortunately, normally this is a lovely field. It's pretty open, and construction decided to set up shop in the middle of it. I don't know why they had to do that, but they did, like they do, I guess. That place has an elevator? Yeah, it did for a long time, and then it broke enough times. It was constantly out of order most of the time that I've lived here, and they decided to finally just bite the bullet and redo it. Welcome in, Bacterian Bish. I hope you're doing well. But that is the Lincoln Memorial right there. I'm doing really well. Doing really well. Let's walk on over to the actual memorial. It's a lovely day here in DC, so I think I picked a good one to take a walk and do an IRL stream. I don't normally do IRL streams. I'm trying to do more of them, but I'm also a big gamer, so I'm probably still going to be doing a lot of gaming streams. Try and hybridize. Okay. So you can see what they've replaced the elevator with is a giant ramp. Huge. But if we get the right angle on it, we can still see Lincoln.
No, you just gotta, you're going straight in. You gotta bring it up just a touch, and there's like a little I saw when the guy pulled his off. I was like, oh. So we started.
Okay.
Actually, it was last week.
Hey, Laura. Yeah, trying to get some exercise in. Oh, jeez. A little bit more frequently, and it's super nice today. I don't know how it is up in your neck of the woods, but it's super nice. So, oh, we really can't get a good view on it. I'm going up the stairs. Holy moly. There we go. There's the big man.
The shock was in bondage.
There we go.
I think that's
There we go. It's the reflecting pool, the World War II, and of course the Washington Monument. Yeah, the pointy stick. The pointy stick you can see pretty much anywhere in this area if you're nearby, because it's the tallest thing in DC. So there's very few places where if you stop away from a building line you won't be able to see it. City doesn't get to have skyscrapers? Yeah, there's a height limit. Just have a picnic by the water. Unfortunately, I didn't bring any food today, so that wasn't very smart of me, but what's the height limit? I don't know off the top of my head, but I believe it's something in the range of 3 stories if you're close to the mall, because almost every government building is only 3 stories tall. And then there's one tower that's allowed that's historic, might have even been built before, but then like as you go further away there's not much greater than like 4 or 5 until you get to like K Street or Pennsylvania in Foggy Bottom, and then I still think it's only like 7 in that area. $5:45. I will probably not be out here this late, but or that late, but if you ever want to come down, do an IRL stream, I'd be happy to.
Even if I ever get chickens, they're not getting duck.
Yeah, about a week ago, someone co-streamed with me on their channel. It was Kuma Monster. And he's a New York-based IRL streamer. And it was a lot of fun, so I was like, okay, I really need to just get out more and do this and see things. And so why not go check on the blossoms that may or may not exist? And there's some out. There's not a ton. It is a whole investment to get IRL stream equipment, for sure. But I'd say the best bit of it has been that I'm now mostly streaming through my cell phone. It's cell phone to desktop, but it is mostly my cell phone doing all the hard work these days, whereas originally I was trying to figure out a way to stream with a pocket computer in my bag, and then from there have a GoPro plugged into that. Sure. Be happy to talk to you about it. Because especially, I think you're on iPhone the last time we talked about this. And the iPhone app has gotten a lot better. Unless you switched over to Android in the last time, and then that would be just fine too. At this point, they're largely identical. For IRL streaming, at least. There's plenty of other reasons why it's not identical, but, you know. I'd say the reflecting pool looks pretty nice. It's a little murky when you get close, but, you know, from 20 feet away, it looks great. I just got a new microphone, though, for all of this. It's mostly just moss and ducks that dirty it up, I would say, is the most of it, but it's still not the greatest thing to look at, for sure. Okay, so
They set up their little stool.
there we go. There's a break. I'm gonna head over to the Tidal Basin here. You have a baby microphone you want to use so bad? Honestly, you don't need a lot for it. Like, when I did my winter IRL stream, I didn't even bother to plug in my other microphone that I had, and I was really happy with the results. So I think at this point we're starting to get to a point where just a cell phone does most of what you need it to do until there's wind. And as long as you're going out in a low wind day, you can... I'm looking for a break in this chain. And there was a break for me to get in here, but there's not a break for me to get out this way. Which is fair, because they don't want people walking on that lawn that needs some love. It really needs some love, which is why I'm totally not going to walk on it. Totally not going to walk on it at all. This is me not walking on it. You're not seeing this. You're not seeing this, chat. All you see are horses. I'm going to distract you with shiny horses. They're so shiny. There's horses and people. Exactly. Hello, Plasma. Welcome in. I hope you're doing well. I'm gonna go show you the horses. I didn't even know there was this stable here. I knew it had to be somewhere, but I didn't know where it was until last week. They have horses by the monument and whatnot because this whole area is managed by the National Park Service, and they have horses for their rangers. Have a great day at work, Laura. Thanks for popping by. I always appreciate seeing you, and I hope to see you live soon. Chat, if you're not following Laura Nato, she's an amazing Fortnite streamer, Among Us streamer. You can even try and, if you get to know her really well, you can even play Among Us with her on a good day and be nice. But go give her a follow. We got a little noms. A little noms for the horse.
Welcome to Costco. I love you.
And we have people in front of the building with badges on their shoulders, so I'm assuming they're NPS rangers over there. That was creepy. What was creepy? Oh yeah, that's my welcome to Costco. It's a reference to Idiocracy. It's like the most soulless possible way I could possibly think to say that. Similar to how that guy says it in Idiocracy. Alright, looks like everything's set up for the festival, including some sort of studio set up. I don't know who's over there. But yeah, we've got some big blossoms going. All right. Wow. So cool. Oh, we've got someone doing a photo shoot. Dr. Martin Luther King.
So that thing's got to be.
You don't have a fucking green card, okay? They'll clock you and be like, you can't. You can't be a passport holder.
This tree's running a little low. Might as well walk around it. Oh, lost a tree here. I know they took out some number of trees. Oop, almost took a tumble there. That's sad to see. Someone just stole a branch. Two different trees not doing so well. Oh, that's kind of fun. Got some buds growing right there. And this one's slow to bloom. It's interesting how they all grow at different times and bloom at different times, and so you can get a pretty good view of everything for like 3 weeks, whereas a lot of places will advertise its peak bloom is this day. or this week. And I think it's stunning no matter really what time you go, even with us missing some trees. I don't really know what this is. I've never really been out here to discover much. I normally go the other way. I know FDR is out here, but I don't know if this is it or if it's something else. Because there's quite a few things out here. But I'm on the wrong side of the fence to be going over there without hopping the fence. So I'll just continue on here. Am I on the wrong side of history? Whoa, whoa, nasty triangle. I'd like to think I'm not, but I'm also not really in history, so maybe that's the best side, is not being in the sides. Kind of love how that does that. I'm a little lost what you're trying to get at, Nasty Triangle. I mean, that's fair. Not everyone knows about this. That's why I wanted to share it. And I think it's a really beautiful site. But if you don't like it, then you don't have to watch it. I know you like to watch my stream, but that doesn't mean that you have to enjoy every single thing I do, either. I didn't know about it until I moved here, so that's why I wanted to share it. When I thought about it more, I was like, you know, this is really something that is incredibly beautiful, that I didn't know existed in America. I thought this was a Japan-only experience. So I think it's pretty cool that this exists here, and it's a gift given to the US by Japan. well before any conflict. Hey, Leneru, it's good to see you. I hope you're doing well. You been enjoying the walk so far? Yeah, they're over 100 years old. That's why some of them look like this. Because ultimately the really beautiful limbs on these trees fell. Because they're so old. And that's why I was pointing out some of the stumps. Because some of these trees had to go, unfortunately. They took out a bunch last year after cherry blossom season. And they tried to save as many cuttings as possible to make clones, and those are growing. But a lot of these are the original trees or propagates thereof. And they all kind of just grow at different rates. So some of them appear much larger than others, and they may be the same age. I don't know specifically. There's not a lot written up about this stuff to document them. I don't have like a number plaque anywhere near like this old tree that tells me what tree this is so that I could go look it up even. But it's a beautiful tree, and this is clearly a younger tree. The ones in New Jersey are almost 100 years old too. Yeah, I mean, these aren't even the only trees in DC. These are just the most famous ones. And then they're doing a whole cleanup to the tidal basin here, so that hopefully it won't flood anymore by the time they're done. It'll be done in, I think, next July, not this July, 2026. These are some of the coolest trees, honestly. I've never even seen some of these. Well, I've never been out here at all. On this side. I'm normally over there, on that side. What is this? Presented to the City of Washington from Ryozo Hiranuma, Mayor of Yokohama, 1957. Okay, so these aren't as old necessarily as some of the original ones. Because I'd imagine they made that pagoda and then they planted more trees around it. But like this one and that one look really old, probably older than 57 if I had to guess. see a waterfall. I must go see a waterfall. This is a heck of a waterfall display. The only limit to our realization of tomorrow will be our doubts of today. Let us move forward with strong and active faith. I'm guessing this is related to FDR, but I'm not sure still. But gorgeous fountain. So I had to come and see it, but okay, so this is Eleanor Roosevelt. Interesting fountain here. It's flowing water. Makes a nice calm noise. So it says sidewalk closed over there. I'm guessing I have to walk around here and maybe go on a pathway on the other side of all of this. Or it's just closed straight up and we're gonna end up walking through FDR. Oh, there it is. There's FDR and his dog. I'll go over there, I guess. So many people have touched the dog's ears. There's where I want to go. Right here. Just let me out. This is where I want to be. Please. Other side of the fence. Please. It looks like I wouldn't really be able to go where I want to go. Unfortunate, I would say. Well, what do we got going on here? of the fireside sculpture. And I think this is the WPA stuff and other things. Yeah, I'm very stuck here. Apparently with the construction they're doing on the Tidal Basin, they've closed the loop. I thought there was a loop that I could go enjoy, but this is it. I'm stuck here. I went the wrong way. Not like the other way would have looped around either. But I'm kind of done with the FDR stuff. I didn't really want to go through most of that. I was just kind of looking for a way around, but now we've hit the point where might as well just look at some more blossoms, because that's more fun. But yeah, the whole aim of the project is to eliminate stuff like this where it's flooding. Some of that's caused by rain, some of that's caused by tidal changes. Oof, that was really uneven. I should have been looking down.
Я знаю, какой на был.
Можно ли сказать пилорай?
It's gonna be magical when the pedals blow off. I think it's pretty magical the whole time it's going. I think it's really cool to see the different stages where we've got like this very, very young blossoming older tree with so many fresh blossoms right next to this tree that's just full of these much more mature blossoms. And another one that's probably around the same age. We've got some young blossoms on the trunk, but some very mature ones on the big branches. So I think it's fun no matter what time of the year you come down here. Obviously there's a moment that everything looks absolutely outstanding, but it's hard to find perfection in nature at the end of the day, and so I think it's important to just appreciate nature for what it is. And they've got like a stage set up here. So I don't know if you guys can hear the music much. I also can't even see the full stage, so I don't even know if someone's up there right now. They do a whole festival thing here that I didn't really come here for today. I just came here to take a walk. And apparently I'm taking a U-turn shaped walk, which is a bummer, but it is what it is. Back to Martin Luther King here.
I'm sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
You're not going to miss out because you're going to the source. It's a big circle.
I see what they're saying about
All right. Just walking around people sometimes. I know it's important to a certain point to let people take their pictures, but there's a lot of people waiting on a walkway. I'm gonna walk around. I got places to be. I get that there's some really cool sceneries you get with some of these trees when they start blossoming. And I think it is cool if you want to do like beauty shots or whatever with some of these. I understand. It's just a really beautiful backdrop at the end of the day. But it is a narrow walkway. That's all you get.
I don't like to ask.
So unfortunately, the grass goes.
Like the fact that they have wiggle room helps.
I don't think so. Yeah. It's crazy too.
Don't let that head cap you, Chet. Wouldn't want that. Not at all. Let's see. Okay. I think this is the other pagoda. Alright. Let's see. And this is the back of the Tidal Basin. Oh, see, there's another trunk of a tree that didn't make it out here. Oh wow, look at the bend on this. Oh my gosh. That's wild. It's still blossoming. Still very much alive. Outstanding to see the difference in some of these trees. Because I mean, a lot of them look very similar, but then you get, you know, a little exposed core of the tree in there sometimes. That can be kind of interesting. A lot of them are pretty tall up. They were pruned properly to help them grow big. But they're all a little different. And that's one of the great things about seeing nature out here. That's really cool. I feel like this is more dead than alive tree on the base of it, but it's got some branches. This is a huge stump. We've got some ivy even growing on it. I don't know if they want to take that off or they're just going to take the whole tree out, but that's fascinating. See that much ivy growing on it? This one isn't quite, it is a little bit more of a normal tree, but I think it's good to have that little contrast every once in a while. And that's why I like to see these little ones that have been, this one's probably really old despite being narrow, but like, I don't know if you can see that. I can see some light through it. There. You can kind of see it right there. Right there, you can kind of see there's some light shining through. I can see a couple more light points, but it's hard for me to film that right. But we move along to the monument. It's a monumental occasion, everyone. I'm just gonna walk down here, probably the fastest way. Don't really know what that is. I'd have to look it up. If anyone wants to look it up, they absolutely can. Let me know. Looks revolutionary in subject, perhaps. A little bit more of the Tidal Basin. It's actually a pretty tall wall. I don't know if you knew that. So my kids normally can't see over this wall. But it does offer some really cool views from the back of the Tidal Basin here. Just take a moment. That's probably the closest we're gonna get to Jefferson today. But Jefferson's in that big white dome. Couple more blossoms. Looks like some sort of a boat launch here that may not be used much anymore. I don't know. It says keep out, obviously, but perhaps fallen out of disrepair. I don't know. We got a goose. We got a goose either way. That's a pretty cool day. All right. Are they really going to do it this way? Okay. All right. Taking the long way. Taking the long way. I could just cross right here if there were a crosswalk. But no, we're gonna walk all the way over here. And turn around. But that's fine. Had I known that, I would have gone a different way. But that's what's learning all about.
stupid call the golf.
This is the hardest part right here about streaming this whole thing. Oh great, another signal. Completely independent. Alright, look at that. John Deere. Probably work for the Park Service or something. Okay. Through all of the nonsense. Now we can walk. Up to two of my favorite things to see on the mall. And then I don't really know where else to go, I'll be honest. What's my temp like? I don't know. It's nice. There's a little bit of a breeze, but it's relatively nice. I think it was saying it was going to be a high of 60 today. You want to go there? That's fair. That's fair, especially if you've still got snow on the ground. Let's see, what's it say? Says it is 62 in DC right now. Feels like 61. No snow right now? Well, that's good.
Oh, you're like
But if it's cold, I get it. I totally get it. Oh, we've got a kite. That's a tradition of the festival, is they have a kite festival. Rainy mid-40s. I mean, that's pretty good. I'd be okay with that. I think it was mid-40s, low 50s yesterday, and it was raining a good chunk of yesterday. Where's my kite? Imagine having to carry this and a kite. That would be a disaster just waiting to happen. But I'd love to see the kite.
Well, see you later.
Hey, Big Daddy. Here, I'll show you some blossoms. All these cherry blossoms and some leaves in the back there. Now you're annoyed. That's fair. When it yo-yos like that, that's always the hardest part of entering spring, right? Because you just want it to be spring, and then it's not. There's the Washington Monument. 36 and cold. Damn. That is. Very cold. Very cold indeed. Oh, we've got 2 kites. Oh, that's awesome. That is so cool to see. That is so cool.
I like the white ones.
Oh, they've got multiple kites. They've got a couple on the ground too. That is very, very cool that they brought that out. If anyone wants to take a screenshot of that, that's pretty awesome. That brings me great joy to see right here.
Dice que ya no más sí que
This might be the closest we get to the Capitol building with a dead-on shot, so I might as well just let you guys enjoy that for a moment, because I don't really want to go that far today. But maybe next week we'll go over there instead of starting in Georgetown. Can start over there. This is the National Museum of African American History. I think it's one of the coolest buildings in the mall. It's made of a ton of really cool ironwork. That's all been treated really, really, really well. I don't really know much more about it than that. I'm sure if you went on their website, that would tell you way more about it. I remember reading a blurb about it, but I just don't remember it enough. It's the newest Smithsonian. And I think it's an outstanding building. It's an absolutely outstanding building. And they've got a couple of blossom trees on their own there. Not a ton, but they do have some, which is really cool. They don't have the age on them, the Tidal Basin ones do, but I think it's a pretty cool building with a lot of really cool blossoms around it today. Hey Rolls. I hope you enjoyed Panera. I hope you're having a good day. I don't know if you heard me. I don't know if you hear me right now, because I know you like to listen while muted. But I appreciate you coming by and saying hey whenever you do. We got to see Georgetown. We got to see Tidal Basin. We got to see Lincoln. Got to see FDR. You always love these tours of DC, I do? Oh, thanks. Hey, Corgi. Yeah, nice day out. It's really nice. Big difference from yesterday, right?
So,
All wet and rainy yesterday. Not much, not much. I'm enjoying the day. I don't know if this is too much wind noise. Here, I'm gonna hit the thing. Yeah, that seems to have cut a decent amount of it. Not all of it. The FDR monument was the thing, the only one on the mall that you missed. I've never been there until today, so I understand that. There's a lot to see here. It's hard to do it all in one day. It's hard to go visit all the museums in one day, so it's really kind of a 2-day event if you want to actually look inside a lot of the museums. It's like you turn off all the sound. Well, you know, it's really windy. I don't know what else to say. This is the true test of this microphone. Like, I could just mute the whole thing. Would that be better? It's still under construction the last time I went, too. There you go. There's the White House right there. Probably as close as I'm gonna get to it today. That is an amazing museum, Rolls. It's a worthwhile visit, no matter what, I would say. It's really out there, though. But I definitely enjoyed going to see that. But unless you're driving to it, it's kind of at least a half a day on its own. All right. Wind kind of cut down. There we go. Hopefully this sounds better at the very least. get to all the different places. Exactly. Yeah, there's just a lot. A lot to do, a lot to see around here. I wish I could go inside the Smithsonian's. I think that would be really fun. I was looking at the Spy Museum. Might be okay with filming. As long as I keep it under wraps that I'm not talking to chat. So that might be a fun activity to do, but it's not a free museum, unfortunately. So it's one of the few not free museums. Ah, geez, way more wind noise than I want. I'm sorry. Your top three are World War II, Lincoln, then Jefferson. Top three museums are Holocaust, American History, and National Archives. I've never been to the National Archives, but the Holocaust Museum is very heavy. It's a very powerful museum. Really kind of blew me away the first time I saw it. You'd put Ford's Theater over the National Archives. That's a really great theater, museum theater. It's both. I really enjoyed going to Ford's Theater, for sure. Yeah, so Rolls, Allie's favorite waffle place is across the street from Ford's Theater. She really likes that waffle shop if you saw it. And if you didn't see it, it's okay. But it is her favorite place to go get a waffle.
Like I've never seen him with you at all. That's cute.
You only rank it number 3 because the Peterson House was also open. Ford's Theater on its own was cool, but Peterson House coupled with it literally doubles the impact. Best monument. It is. It truly is the best monument, I think. And I've covered it probably 3 or 4 different times at this point on Twitch. In different weather. Get a time ticket. Yep, that's what they do. That's where they get you. You gotta go to the waffle place after. You will never not bring it up. I love that. I love that. I love to hear it. I just want to take a seat for a moment and grab some water here. I'm a little thirsty. It's been a while. I got a drink of water right before we got to the mall, and then it's just been chaos ever since. Absolute chaos. And there's been a couple of refill stations, and I'm like, oh, I need to drink my water so I can refill my water. You're just enjoying that squirrel? It's a great squirrel. That squirrel is enjoying itself thoroughly. And now there's a bunch of people walking by, and maybe it's not going to enjoy itself anymore. No, it's staying strong. It's probably scared out of its mind, but it's staying strong right there. Oh, up the tree, up the tree. You're not about that life? I mean, that's fair. That is fair. I have an iron bladder though, so I'm not too worried about that happening while I'm here, because I don't know how much longer we're gonna go. But I do want to see nice. Yeah, there's not a ton of restrooms. There's not a ton of places to get water. There's not a ton of places to get food. You come here and you leave. If you need to use the restroom, and it's during the day, you can go to the Smithsonian. But if you need to use the restroom at night, you are screwed. You need to leave the mall and find a business that is open with a restroom. Let's see. There you go, Big Daddy. Here's Missouri. Alabama. One's for rec. One's for rolls, exactly. Yep. Unfortunately, the water's not on yet, and that's a real bummer. But this would be a waterfall, then you would be able to see the Lincoln, the waterfall underneath. But it is what it is. You can see the reflecting pool, kind of. It's a little high up, but I think this is kind of fun. All these stars. They had the reflecting pool drained. Probably clean it. It's the first time they'd cleaned it in years. I don't know why this is still empty, but it is still empty. Normally this is all water right here, and it's squirting all over the place. It's great. It's a really cool fountain. So it's kind of a bummer that it's not. And yeah, they encourage you to dip your feet in the water and enjoy it, and especially on a hot day, this is a great place to be. He's right here.
And he gets out of prison and he says the immigrants and the Jews are destroying the pure blood of the Third Reich. Others. And then that guy.
Alright. Unfortunate that it's still not on, I would say. That's the most disappointing part of the day. That's why I kind of skipped over it at first, but I figured we were walking right by it on our way out the mall. I wonder what this is. Prayer for the Nation. I don't know. There's no one there, so I don't feel like I'm disturbing anyone. So I'm gonna go over to it real quick here and see what it's about. And you can all find out with me this way, rather than me just being on Google Maps and going, what is that I saw that one time ago? A prayer for the nation. D-Day. This is D-Day. Okay. This is FDR's speech, it looks like, on D-Day. That's kind of cool. And then you can just chill out here if you want. We got another pond. This is not the reflecting pool. The reflecting pool is over there. So I don't really know what they call this, but it's a lovely pond. I've seen it before. It's got a lovely willow on the pond. I mean, if you've got a willow on your pond, you're basically just top-tiering your pond. This is the only way to do a pond. There's no other ponds that are as absolutely outstanding as when you have a willow on your pond. You can fight me, but you'd be wrong. I'm just telling you that. You need a willow on your pond. If you're making a pond, it's not a natural pond. You need a willow. And I know those are expensive, but they're worth it. Now that being said, I wouldn't dip your toes into this pond. If I had to guess, if it's anything like the reflecting pool, I would not recommend that. I've never really gotten close to this. I've only walked by it though, so let's get close. Because that's an advantage to being here. At this time, at this moment, I have not done this, and I want to. And I think that's one of the fun things about taking you along with me, is that there are some things on this mall that I still have not done in all the time that I have lived here. And I will incentivize myself to go take a walk semi-regularly. I don't know, I'd like to try and do this every week, but I don't know if I really can afford to do this every week either. Is part of the difficulty of doing this, and also I just don't have a ton of ideas. So there's a ton of trash, which is what I would expect. This is what the reflecting pool kind of looked like for a long time. So trash equals moss. Moss equals murky water. So the Korea Memorial is on this side, and then on the opposite side of so on this side, the Korea War Memorial, I think, I haven't been to it, is on this side, somewhere. Maybe it's the trees? I don't know. It's somewhere around here. And on the other side of the reflecting pool, like way on the other side of the reflecting pool, is the Vietnam. Your thought process was to spend your weekends just here? I mean, it's a good place to be, but there's also a ton of lovely parks too. And just like a ton of great nature too. In Virginia, in Maryland, like it's a lot of natural beauty. I really enjoy it. Going to visit things and stuff, so I need to do more of it. Because time is precious. And so is the outdoors. Sorry, there is a ton of goose poop that I am trying to avoid. I'm not even looking at the camera. I hope everything is appropriate there. It looks pretty okay. It is an amazing museum. It's absolutely outstanding. I wish I could show it. It's got to be one of my favorites for sure. I really enjoyed that. They have some Michael Jackson stuff in there. They have George Clinton stuff in there. It's a very, very cool museum. I really enjoyed that one. More Canadian geese. George Clinton, yeah. They've got one of his wild jackets in there. Booking airfare now. Honestly, next time you're here, you definitely should do that. That is one of the best museums, I would say. I haven't seen them all, but that is the top 3 easily for me for museums. Huh. Well, I thought Korean War is supposed to be over here somewhere, but I have no idea where it is. And it's okay, because that's kind of one of the beautiful things about coming here, is I'm discovering things too. Take a seat here for a moment. So they call this the Constitution Gardens. World War II. Oh no, Korean War is on the other side of the pool too. This is Vietnam. Why did I think that was the other way around? Huh. Today I learned. I did not realize that. So if we go over here. Oh. Tweaked your knee because of it? Yeah, I mean, I definitely felt it last week for a couple of days. We walked so much. So here, there we go. We've got a real map. All right, so we are right around here. We were here. And I'd like to go here, which I did not realize was here. I thought that this was here. I thought Vietnam was here. And I walked through Korean War thinking that that was Vietnam last week. Oops. So I had these flipped in my mind. And now we're gonna go to Vietnam. So, Rolls, you were right. My bad. I mean, it's still pretty close, right? It's still on this half of the mall. That's a big part of it, is that this is a very long stretch and narrow. I'd describe it as something like, I don't actually know, but I'd describe it as something like a 20 block by 2 block strip of land. Maybe it's more like 3 blocks, but it's definitely narrow and long. So here it is.
Well, I was telling Midge that.
But if you think about it, like
boots on the ground.
You guys know the years that we've done. Yeah, where's Oliver and now where's Lorna? The amount of time.
Where's Ellis was like my phrase for the longest time. Or like, Liam, get Ellis! Because he'd like beeline it to the steps. Liam, you saved his life.
I mean, they're out sometimes and sometimes they're not. It's quiet days too, for sure. It is a Tuesday, so that's not a surprise. Sometimes more than others. They could also be in places that we haven't gone today. You know, I'm not saying I know where they are. I'm just saying that I definitely let myself enjoy what I can, and I try and stay away from a lot of protests. On to summer topics. Sunnier topics. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't see anything going on right now. Doesn't mean that something isn't going on either, right? And I think that that's actually a perfectly fine discussion, is talking about protesters existing, because I think it's important to have protesters. I think that's the way. Oh, okay. So this is the book of names. You can find a name. It's all alphabetized. That's very cool. Like, I don't have any problem showing protesters either, if I've come across it and we're just like in the middle of it, but I'm not exactly gonna be joining a protest in stream, if that makes any sense. I'm not interested in becoming an activism channel. And that's why I don't like to really talk about politics on stream, because I don't have necessarily the most biased opinion in a strong way or another about a lot of things, because I feel like that creates a divide right now. And that's my problem with the political climate in general. I'd much rather see a system where it's not two parties colliding at each other's opinions at every juncture. I'd love to see three parties, but I know that's not very realistic in the system that we've built. But yeah, here we are, right here at the little bolt, and you can see the Lincoln Memorial's right there down this street. Definitely enjoyed that part of the walk. Want to go see Einstein, but I'm realizing I can't cross Constitution at this point. But I did get to go see near Einstein, so I'm just gonna not cross but that's Einstein. That was the most random. It is kind of random. I don't remember what building this is, but it, if I remember correctly, didn't match up when I looked it up the first time. The National Academy of Sciences and Engineering. Okay, never mind. I guess that matches up just fine. Hey, GB. Welcome in. We're on the mall. You can kind of see the Lincoln Memorial through the trees there. We got to visit that if you want to go see it. We also got to see a bunch of sakura, or cherry blossom trees. Rip the DC circulator bus? I agree. That was a really convenient thing to have. I think it made it really nice for a lot of people who have accessibility issues. And while yes, there is scooters almost everywhere, I think that that was one of the best ways to get around the mall. And it's unfortunate that that's gone. I guess I can kind of see Einstein a little bit closer. I didn't think that there was a crossing here till I just came across it right now. That's a really beautiful building. As boring and banal as that sounds, I think it's one of the better government buildings architecturally. Most of them are pretty boring though, so, you know, it's got a little spice to it. Sorry if you helped kill it. You did not. The mayor tried to make it free for a while. She couldn't fully subsidize it, and it eventually just lost all of its funding, so it wasn't your fault. But also, it was running on a like 30-year-old bus fleet that had been previously used by another transit agency. And so it was basically on its last legs anyway, unless it got some new buses in the next 5 or so years. Like they ended up selling all the buses to the public. There we go. That's a pretty decent look at the Lincoln Memorial. As a smoker, it was actually the only building you found that had a smoker's pole out front. I'm sure there's more smokers' poles in the back of the government buildings, if I had to guess. But I haven't really needed to think about that for years. This is the American Pharmacists Association. Interesting building. This building is dedicated to those who have contributed their knowledge and endeavor to the preservation of public health and to the further advancement of science in pharmacy, is what it says on the top of the building right there. It is not the White House. We did get close enough to see it, Mummified Chili, but I'm walking away from the mall. I'm going back to the waterfront, and I'm enjoying the water because it's a beautiful day here in DC, and I want to see some river, some more river. You've been, but it's been years. That is cool to hear when someone's been. I've certainly enjoyed being here. Rain is coming? Maybe. Maybe. It doesn't look like it much, but it does kind of feel like it, so it's possible. Oh! That's disappointing. The sidewalk is closed. All right. I really picked one. That's what I get for paying attention. That's what I get. I don't know if I can cross here, but I'm going to try. Ah, it works. I didn't want to really get stuck here, but I'm very stuck here now. few hours west. I didn't know you were that close, Mummified Chili. I did not bring a rain jacket, so I should probably try and dip. Double check. It says 6 right now. Whoop. So I'm not going to be out here that long. But it is a good walk. Alan, I can try and estimate my steps, sort of. I don't know how accurate it is. So the phone that I'm streaming from has, you know, some amount of tracking of my fitness app. But I've never found it to be incredibly accurate, nor do I think that the position it's been in the whole time I've been walking around has been particularly great at judging that. But we can see what it says. I don't know if it's going to be greatly under or greatly over or what, but it was hanging out with me the whole time. So, yeah. It's fine. It's totally fine. We can check it. It says that I scored 150 heart points this week on this walk. It says 20,000. I don't know if the stream continued that whole time. I don't know if it's weird right now because of what I just did, but we hit 20K. There might have been a little bit of walking before the stream started, but we hit 20K to that. So I'm pretty happy with that. That's about where I want to be. 20K is a ton. That's only like, what, 4 miles, right? Something like that. I don't know. 5 miles? If I had to guess, I don't really know though. Certainly walking a bunch. I've thought about maybe getting some sort of a step thing for this. Brave souls driving by them all. It is wild to drive around here. It's absolutely wild. Every time I've been in a car around here, I just kind of get a little shell-shocked. 27K? 20K is definitely a bunch. I mean, I like to walk. So, I've definitely hit way bigger numbers on travel days where I plan to just be on foot all day. But especially for those of you who drive, 20K is a ton, and I get that. I respect that. Rode in a taxi your first visit? Never again? I mean, it depends on, like, I'm not going to shame anyone for hopping in a cab or hopping on the circulator, which isn't there anymore. or hopping on any bus, really. I'd love to see this summer that some private bus company starts taking up where the circulator left off, because there used to be a bus that would go around the mall. And it was $1, and it was a really good deal. And maybe it's not going to be $1 anymore, but it would be lovely to see someone pick up that service, because it was, I think, a really great service to get around the mall. But at the very end of the day, there's also scooters all over the place that you can just like hop between museums on a hot day. It's so much easier to walk. I think so too, but I'm not going to shame anyone for not doing that either. I think it's really important to allow multiple options for those who don't have walking as an option. It is a huge hike to get to the Jefferson Memorial from anywhere. Honestly, just from any point on the mall to the Jefferson Memorial is sometimes worth the Uber. It depends. I think it's absolutely outstanding, and a lot of people don't get to see it because it is so far away from everything else. I'd imagine FDR is very similar in that. It was full of people today, but that's because there's blossoms, and that's probably the one time in the year that it gets a lot of traffic, if I had to guess. But it is entirely possible that it does not get a lot of traffic around the rest of the year, and I'd love to see what that looks like, because that was the first time ever visiting was today, because I'd never really been to that part of the Tidal Basin until today. Oh, this is cool. This is a staircase. But yeah, the 3-day unlimited is great if you're traveling. They have a 7-day if you're here for an extended period of time. Oops, sorry. I had to take off my hat. I forgot that the microphone was attached to it. That was day one oopsie. My apologies. Hopefully it'll never happen again. But yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful day here in DC. Getting a little gray though, so I should probably go pretty soon here. But I just wanted to see the river one more time. It's a gorgeous river. It's a wonderful spot to take a look at things. You can see there's a bunch of scooters out and about for transportation around. That's a cool bus. T around town. I'm suspecting I can't cross here. That this is just to get over the bridge. But I'm still walking. Just on that off chance that we get to see this. We get to step up, and you can see right there is Arlington. I know we're getting a lot more car noise. Right there. Oh. Sorry. Right there is Arlington National Cemetery's big monument. The cemetery lies right behind it. I could try and get a better view in the future, but I'm not going to go in, and so that makes it not the best stream topic. But I want to say thank you to you all. I had a really good stream today. I really appreciate everybody coming by. Thank you. I had a lot of fun. I had a ton of fun. And I'd like to do more of these. I'd like to get more walking about, and I'm gonna try for a weekly, but if I don't do weekly, maybe I'll do semi-weekly or something. Thanks. Thank you all. Thank you. I really appreciate it. I really, really do. Arlington's definitely enjoyable. Yeah, it is. But it's something that I don't want to disrespect those who are going there to visit, right? So I don't plan on actually going to stream there, because they do request that you don't take video. They do request that you only take pictures of the headstones of your loved ones, you know, and those sorts of things. I'm sure there are photos of a lot of headstones, and I know it's all look-upable, but I think I wouldn't want to visit there on stream. I would only want to visit there if I had a reason to. And I even didn't want to visit there I didn't want to visit Vietnam and Korea until this last few weeks. Like, we've streamed here multiple times, and I've never wanted to really disrespect people and let people have their space. But World War II has a very different vibe, so I'm totally fine just walking through there all the time, but and being loud, because it's just a very different monument. It's a very different vibe. The wind's starting to pick up. We're gonna go raid. How do I do this from my phone? Oh gosh. There we go. I'm gonna go raid you into Kuma Monster. He's my buddy who I got to go stream with last week here, and kind of inspired me to keep doing this a little bit more. So I really appreciate y'all joining me. We have to wait out the counter on the phone. I don't really have a great way to do this any other way, but feel free to throw a raid message in there. I've got 2 right there, and I've got hold on. I've got a chance that this works, hopefully, and I should be able to get back dry. I'm probably just gonna hop on a bus. Thank you, Allie, though. I really appreciate the sub from you, and I'm looking forward to doing more of this. Mollified Chili, it was great to see you, and Gigantic Bucket, Rolls or Ferrari, I was glad to be able to chat with you. And Nasty Triangle was here. Corgi, it was great to see you. Lineru, it was so good to see you too, if you're still here. If anyone left, I understand. I hope you all have a fantastic day. I think we're done. I'm not sure.
Okay. There we go.